You didn't change. You just stopped shrinking. And that made them uncomfortable. And the funny thing is this: you're not even bragging, you're just breathing differently. And suddenly you become the problem. So let's talk about the real reason why they hate to see you win. And that reason that they are bothered, that they are bothered by your peace, they are bothered by your boundaries, they are bothered by your level of confidence, is because they hate that you remind them of their unfulfilled dreams and of the opportunities they've missed. Okay? Projection and insecurity in the workplace, the work culture, the workforce, corporate America, right, is real. But let me tell you what it really is. It's that you're mirroring who they aren't. You are a mirror. You're holding up a mirror to them, and mirrors don't lie, right? So when they look in the mirror that you hold up to them, guess what that means? That means that when your coworkers and your colleagues ghost you, when all of a sudden you start thriving, that's because misery loves company and you are no longer in their space. You're no longer, in their playing field, right? You are not just surviving like they choose to. You are now thriving because you chose to, because you chose a different path. Do you know what I'm saying? It's not because you're different, it's because they're not. You follow me? And so being quietly excellent threatens fragile egos. I'm going to say that again. I don't want you to miss that message. Being quietly excellent threatens fragile egos. Okay? So, and the reason for that is that your light exposes their dimmed potential. And for some people, even when they have the potential and the same opportunities and can make different decisions and different choices, the fact that they don't and you did makes them very uncomfortable. And that's just the way it is, unfortunately, right? Unfortunately for them, not necessarily unfortunately for you. So I want to talk about the myth of that team player, like when you're consistently being overlooked, or so it seems. Here's what I need you to know. They see you. They absolutely see you. They just don't want to acknowledge you. And they don't want to acknowledge the value that you bring and the asset that you really are, because that would mean that your strengths would pinpoint their weaknesses. Okay? And that's the truth. So, how do you then maintain power, your power, without shrinking or dimming your light or your brilliance? I say this: keep winning. Maintain your winning streak. If you get promoted, for example, and they feel left behind and they feel overshadowed and overlooked, and now all of a sudden your coworkers, your colleagues, your associates, your acquaintances start treating you more coldly than they ever have before, or maybe even for the first time, it's not because you've changed. Again, it's because they did not. And that is their choice. And guess what else? That is their problem. And you cannot absorb that energy or bear the burden of other people's problems. Let them have it, okay? And you keep maintaining your power by continuing your winning streak and blinding them with your brilliance to the extent that they're going to need to put on a pair of sunglasses because you're shining so bright. Damn right. Outshine them intentionally. Because listen, it's not about this being a competition. It's about you walking in the magnitude of your greatness. And not everybody is going to appreciate that. It just is what it is. They're just not going to appreciate that. Okay. So, yes, do it to the extent that it may hurt their vision because you're shining so bright. And that's okay, as you should. You should not ever dim your light for anyone, ever, ever. At any point in your life, at any point in your career, your business, any aspect of your life, wherever it is you are winning, let it be your winning season and embrace that. Okay? Embrace it completely and wholeheartedly. And if they're not okay with that, they being others around you, okay? We're talking about those negative Nancys and those bitter Barbaras or bitter Bettys, those sour Susies, right? Those Debbie Downers, those people who steal your joy and try to kill your dreams. Let those individuals go. They're dead weight. Cut them. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't belong in your space, especially in your winning season. And I have had to cut a lot of dead weight, a lot of times, many a times over the years. And I go through this decluttering phase and process every single year, sometimes a couple times a year, right? So I would recommend highly that you do the same thing because you want to shine bright, right? You want to be seen. So why should you dim your light because that makes them uncomfortable with you? How is that fair to you? It isn't, right? So if you're getting what I'm giving and you love these gems I'm dropping, go ahead and leave a comment right now so we can get this discussion popping, okay? I want to make sure we have the dialogue beyond this video. And I want you to let me know right now, have you ever been punished, so to speak, simply because you were minding your own business and doing a job and doing your job well, right? And people have a problem with that. Let me know in the comments right now. And by the way, if you are getting value from my content so far, stick around. There's lots more where that came from, okay? Make sure you do subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss a single episode whenever I drop new content and or go live. Now, what I want to say next is I want to tell you about a time when I happened to, no, intentionally, it just wasn't, I didn't just happen really. I intentionally finally started prioritizing my peace, and I chose peace over performance. And so I gained some haters, yes. I lost some people who were in their feelings about my changes. But most importantly, I maintained my integrity, doing what was true to me. Okay? And that was more important to me, is to operate from a level of, truly who I am at my core being, right? And to showcase my level of growth, my maturity, my evolvement. And not everybody can come along. Not everybody is meant to be in your space in your winning season. So there will be people you start with that you don't necessarily finish with, and that's okay. It really and truly is. So I need you to hold on to this message with that understanding as you continue in your winning season. You're going to realize that you're not going to have everybody who is applauding you, right? You're not going to have everybody in your space who is cheering you on. They're not going to speak highly of you. They're not going to talk good about you. They're going to feel like you're leaving them, and that's going to hit home and hit hard, because now they're in a position where they have to reflect on the truth, because you've held that mirror up to them and now they see themselves, right? They see where they're lacking. They have pinpointed their weaknesses. Their light might be even dimmer now. And they know that you've chosen to move on. And they have a choice to either move with you and win too, or stay in the losing lane. Okay? And again, that ain't your problem, and that's not your choice for you to make for them. They have the same choices, or same, they have a mind too. They need to make their decisions, their own decisions. Okay, they are a whole, full grown adult, and they need to, make better decisions for their lives. And so whether they choose to stay still stuck and stagnant right where they are, which that's okay if that is their choice, you will have to leave them behind. And you should feel no type of way about that, because this is your time to shine. And I don't want you to allow anyone to steal your light or your joy, because you deserve better. Okay? And you've made it this far. So keep going, keep winning, and understand that, you're operating now from a higher level of awareness. And not everybody wants to face the truth, because when they face the truth and they realize that they are the problem, that means they now have to make a choice to do something about it. And not everybody wants to do something about it, because there are a lot of people out here in this world that would rather reside in the problem as opposed to staying in solution mode so that they can move fast and furiously towards their beautiful and bright, blessed future. That's not what they want, even though it is. Not everybody is willing to do the work required to get the results desired. But you are different. You're different. You have chosen to stay determined, disciplined, and deliberate to achieve all that you dream of, desire, and deserve. And for that reason, you are exactly where you need to be right now. So if you've experienced this kind of energy at work, let me know. I would love, again, for you to let me know in the comments right now what your story is. What was the scenario? What does that look like for you? What did you do about it? What was the outcome? I would love to have the dialogue with you in the comments, okay? And just know this, the truth is, and the bottom line is, the biggest takeaway from my message to you today is that they don't hate your success. They absolutely don't. They hate what your success says about them and where they are right now, period. Okay, so if you are at a point in your career, your business, or your life, any aspect of it, and you are ready to prioritize your peace and make real money moves and do the work you love while making a big impact and influence and a big income at the same time, I'm your girl. I have a few ways that we can work together. So make sure that, right now I am offering just a few VIP days. I offer a handful of VIP days every quarter. So it's that time of year. And I also have group coaching. Okay. So either or. And if you're not exactly sure where to start, that's okay. Go ahead and book a clarity call with me, okay? So we can have that time to focus on your freedom path, because I am, after all, freedom strategist, and I am here to help you win in this season. And especially if you're already at a place where you are winning, let's go higher together. I'm going to go ahead and make sure I leave those resources in the pinned comment. You can also find other ways to work with me and other resources in the description box, but I'll be sure to leave both, okay? Now, that's my time, so I'm going to tune out while you tune in. Be sure to watch the next video that YouTube recommends and share this message out with at least 3 friends, okay? As always, and until next time, I am wholeheartedly in this journey with you. Bye for now.